Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Happy Figure It Out Friday today. And let me just tell you, I my VAs must really love me. So we had a little figure out moment at about 2 minutes before the show takes place. Something happened to my cell phone. How many of you really love when you have to change your password? How many of you love when you go online and you're trying to do your normal thing and something happened to my Google account? And so I had to change all my passwords. I was forced to change listen, guys, if I could keep my password 1234, I would keep it 1234. I don't care if somebody wants to get in my stuff. People are like, are you worried they can get in? I don't care if they get in. I really don't care if they get in. Like, to be honest with you, I'm going to say something. My back door is always open to my house. I told Derek Green, I said, Derek, you can come in the back door of my house. My house is always open. You can come and go as you please. I don't care. Like, if you want to come in there, come on into my house, Danny. It doesn't matter to me. So the password, I was forced to have to change it. And like 2 minutes before the show, my VAs are all like, Brock, did you change the passwords? Did you change the passwords? I'm like, oh, I did. I did. And then I just changed it 2 hours ago. And I'm like, what did I change it to? I forgot what I changed it to. So we had a little password crisis that we were just going through. I'm sweating right now thinking of my passwords. Whew. Figured it out. Figured it out, all. Good morning to you all. It is Figured Out Friday. My name is Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD and all. So I had this situation take place. How many of you want more money? Put a 3 in the chat if you want more money. Put a 3 in the chat. Put a 3 in the chat if you want more money. So I am getting ready. I share with you a little bit about my investment property that I'm working on at the beach. How many 3s do we have? Let me just make sure. Maybe everybody's got enough money and I'm the only one that wants more money. Let me just see. Okay, we have quite a few 3s. Okay, so I'm good crowd here. We got it. Well, this is alignment here. So I need $24,000. How many of you need $24,000 or wouldn't mind having an extra $24,000? Put 24 in the chat. Put 24. Chat, I'm going crazy today. I'm putting 24 in the chat if you want 24 grand. Okay. So I need $24,000. This is how my brain works, all. This is what you're going to get at the Success Summit, just to let you know. We're going to give you everything that we do and how we do it. So I need $24,000 is what I need to do. So I'm like, all right, how am I going to get 24 grand? This is what I do. I attached the need and I said, you know what? I got to call $800,000 for sale by owners and expireds. When am I going to do it? Today is booked, tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you want $24,000, you can listen in to live of exactly what it is that I do because I need 24 grand and I will get $24,000 until I get an expired or FSBO. I will call from 9 to 10. You can listen to me live. If you want that, Jay, put it in the chat. This is spontaneous because I needed the 24,000 and where I had money it's a long story, but I was like, I'll just get 24 grand. This is how my brain thinks. If you want 24 grand, you want to hear what I say, the dials for dollars. I will do it tomorrow from 9 to 10 and I will let people in and you can listen to me talk and you can ask me questions after I get done with it. So Jay, if you can, please put that link in the chat so that way you can do it. So that was my first line of business was to do that was my dials for dollars. If anybody wants 24 grand, I'll walk you through what we do. So there's the link. Thank you, Jay. Put it in there. You got to sign up because you have to have a special code to come into it. So check off the list. Next, Jake is going to be talking to us all. He is one of our speakers at the Success Summit. He was at the first Success Summit that we had here in Charlotte, spoke so well, had so many people wanting to know how this kid, I call him a kid. He's an amazing guy. And him and his wife, Alyssa's on here someplace too. There she is. I see her pretty face. And he's crushing it. And he's just like, well, Brock, I could just show you how I do it through Facebook. Facebook, like ads. It's all for not ads. It's free. He does posts. He works the groups. Amazing. I was like, bud, I need you back. Why don't you come back? He said yes. So he's going to come down to Key West. But before I bring him to this stage, to show you like literally the amount of money this kid is making, I'm going to show you our Success Summit video because I get all pumped up. So go find your volume. Jay, if you could go put the video up, go find your volume. I listened to this on my way to the gym all. This is what I listen to on the way to the gym to get me fired up. So, Jay, play the video for everybody. So, real quick, before we get Jake on the stage over here, turn your volume up, everybody. Here we go. The Success Summit in just literally less than 2 months, all.
Come on down, come to Key West, come to Braxton. It's gonna be awesome. Hey guys, you need to come back here to Key West.
Man, I was forced to go down to Key West in February. I was forced to go down there. That is really, and I'm not a content creator all, but I was forced to create content. I was forced to go out. I was forced to go on boats. I was forced to go on scooters and drive around. I was forced to talk to strangers. I mean, it was hell. It was all I could do. I fought through it though, Chad. I fought through it, and I was just like, Robin, where's Robin? Robin's been freaking amazing, all because you all know my personality. I'm a D all. And if I don't get my stuff quick, I get all fired up. I'm like, Robin, what do we got? So poor Robin has to deal with my text messages nonstop all day. She has been awesome. Her team's been awesome. One of her partners, Greg Powers, we call him Powerful Powers. And those two, the dynamic of those two have, and you're going to meet them all. He's like, Robin would be talking to us and she'd be like, let me get Greg on the phone. Let me get Greg. And Greg doesn't like it if you spontaneously like call him out of the blue. I'm like, Greg, I don't want to piss him. I mean, Robin, I don't want to piss him off. Like, I really need him. He's really good at having conversations. And it's been fun, all. It's been fun for those of you who I've been coaching and working with. I'm just like, I'm in it. I'm in it right now. But let me just tell you, I cannot wait for the Success Summit. How many of you have been to a conference that's literally on the beach? It's literally on the beach, all. So I can't wait. I knew John Hart did. John Hart does everything. That guy's amazing. John Hart, he's Google. Remember, we called him Google yesterday. So, anyways, so Jake's got on here. I'm going to bring him onto the stage because he is going to be speaking to us on Thursday. Thursday is when he's carved out. He doesn't know the time yet, either do I, but he's speaking on Thursday. And I'm so excited to have him. So get some love. Put some fives in the chat. Where's my sister Lisa? Put some fives in the chat. Give some love to our main man. Jake, what up, brother? How are you?
Doing pretty well, and appreciate the intro. That video hypes me up too. I could see, saw everybody dancing a little bit in the background. Saw you bobbing over there. So it's, I think everybody's getting excited here.
I am just, I really, I can't believe it's taking place. I remember telling Chad about it. Like, Chad, I'm just like, I cannot believe like we're doing such a thing and where the show, because Chad's been with me for a couple of years. He doesn't have the tenure status that Mike Kastner has in 5 years. Poor Mike's been having to deal with me for 5 years, but like there's some longevity on a lot of people on here who have seen this show transform in the impactment that it's had on other people. Cullen, who spoke on Wednesday on a challenging conversation, reached out to me and was very thankful for all of you that reached out to him. He shared that to me, and that's what this family is all about. That's what this show is about. And Jake All was one of those psychotic people, which I love. See, I like psychos. Like I have no problem with obsessed psycho people. So he did what I did to Chad Free is I hunt you down. I hunt you down to find you, and I find until you talk to me, then I'll leave you alone, and then you're stuck in my web. And so Jake did that to me. He hunted me down, and he was like, "Hey man, we need to talk." And Jake started this new app or this new Facebook, him and his wife, ReferralMate. And since I do so many innovations and wholesales, it ended up being an amazing conversation. And he's now transformed this. And we're going to talk a little bit about it here in a little bit. But he then started, he's like, let's coach, let's do some things together. That's what it's all about. Figure out ways to do things together, all. And so he asked me, and I was like, yeah, let's do a coaching thing. We did it on Power Players. And then next thing you know, I'm like, come down to Charlotte. Let's talk about it. So give a warm welcome. Put some hearts in the chat. Jake, tell us a little bit about you, man.
So I guess from a 10,000 foot overview, my day job, I'm a realtor. I have right now number one agent in Pennsylvania with EXP, not out of every brokerage in the entire state, not out of every agent, but with EXP, currently the top, which is awesome. A lot of you guys know it was the exact opposite of that this time last year. My wife and I started ReferralMate together. Luckily, she's the smart one in the group, and she, developed the entire website, coded the whole thing from an idea to what it is now. So that's awesome. And then also we started a little real estate team. We have two agents right now, and like Brock teaches all of us here, is you can't do everything and be everyone for everyone. So it gets to a point where you have to bring people in. You have to start building an organization because you can only go so far on your own. So that's something big that I got from you, Brock. Is if you want to actually grow, you have to put the right people in the right places to do so. Or you're only going to go as far as you could take yourself on your own, which, as we all know, is not that far.
They say that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go with people. And that's very, very important. Leverage and that synergy. I mean, the show, for example, like together we can do just about anything because every one of you have a set of skills that could help us grow an empire, whatever that looks like. But knowing your story in the theme of figuring it out Friday, obviously you didn't like wake up like, 4 days ago and be like, number one, here I am. I've arrived. John Maxwell always says that, we're more focused on the arrival than the process. And you've had a process to get to this level that you're in. And many of us right now are in our process. Walk us through some of those mindset type of things that maybe somebody on here is deep in the weeds in their process. Share with us some of your figure it out defining moments that you had.
Well, I think first, now I hope this doesn't discourage anybody, but something that we've realized is you will never have it all figured out. And that's why this show is every single week, not just one time and then, oh, poof, you know everything. You're, the smartest realtor, the smartest lender, the smartest whatever. That's something that, hard pill to swallow, but something that we realized is you'll never have everything figured out. So I think even, one of the most important things is you have to still continue to push yourself and still continue to try with the sound in the back of your head saying you don't know and you probably won't know until you try 100 different things. You'll get one small portion of it figured out, like organic Facebook marketing or cold calling or PPC ads or SEO. Insert anything there. But something that I think is really big for me is you're not going to figure it out probably ever, but every step you take getting closer to trying, you'll actually make good progress. And that's, the basically the theme of my last, year and a half or 2 years is just doing your best to figure anything out. And that's something else that I think is really important is I see my brother in here. I was saying to him, you know, everything works. Like if you're trying to figure out email marketing, or you're trying to be an author, or you're trying to, be an influencer on social media to get clients, it all works. There's billion-dollar companies built on every single thing that you can imagine. Newspapers work. Print advertisement works. If you print out 1,000 business cards, go give out every single one of those, you're going to get clients. So the thing is, every single thing works. So you just have to, start and try, and eventually you'll figure it out. So I guess that's a really long way of saying that, everything works. You just have to put a tons of effort into it. And eventually, after, I don't know, 6 months, a year of trying, it will click. And then you're like, okay, now I have this aspect of it figured out. Now let me go learn this entire new thing, like cold calling or door knocking, or, again, insert anything there.
So in this process of you figuring out, where was like a low point where you're like, damn, honey, I don't know about this. Like I'm like, are we doing the right thing? Is this referral mate the right thing? Is this Facebook ad the right thing? Like some people are being mean to me. So and I say mean to me, but like how many of us put an ad in or we put a post and we get like one engagement or we get one like and you're like, damn, I thought that was it. I thought that would be the thing. Or we were on the right path. There's several of you on here that I've had some conversations with that you had some deals and they fell apart. I mean, I got to go pick up a freaking sign, make sure well, it's a private group. I can say this. I'm pissed. I got to go pick up a sign that I had one of the significant others sign the document and the other one was just like, this isn't going to work. And this is across town. I got to travel 45 minutes to pick up my signs now. Like, I'm pissed. I'm hurt. I'm also an eye in the disc. So like my emotions, I care what other people think. So what were some moments that you and Alyssa kind of like had a little powwow on the couch and been like, Hunter, are we doing the right thing? Is this the right stuff? I mean, we haven't had a deal in a while. Like, walk us through some of those mindset challenges.
I think as an entrepreneur, you always will feel like you're not doing enough, or the sky is always falling, or there's always, more you could be doing. Like, I always feel guilty. Like, let's say, like yesterday, for example, we worked, just using round numbers from, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we're like, oh man, it's getting pretty late here. We worked a long day. And then, you finish the day on the couch, just hanging out. And then always in the back of my head, I'm like, you're just wasting time. Like there's so much to be done and you're just wasting time. So I always feel like, that's something that, I guess messes with us a little bit. So there's always that aspect, but something even, I guess, bigger than that for, the whole audience here is this time last year, let's say 18 months ago when we got engaged in October of 2024 and oh, no, October of 2023, excuse me. And that was like almost almost all of the money that we had. I was like, this is a private call. I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, hopefully this hopefully first she says yes. So that's you check, got that.
Check.
But I was like, okay, shit. I have like, let's just use round numbers, realistically, like I have like $4,000. Right before this, we were on top of the world. We moved to Pittsburgh, downtown living, awesome luxury apartment, the dinners, the sports games. And I bet all of my money on this lead generation company, not ReferralMate. Luckily, it was a different lead gen company that I figured out how to get leads, but I didn't figure out how to make money on those leads. So
Mm.
burnt
Who we
through.
talking to right now? Who we talking to right now? You put a lot of money into something and it didn't pan out the way you want.
Yeah, like I mean, maybe it was me being naive or not knowing how to run a business, which is a huge aspect of that, but literally burnt all of our money. Alyssa, she was still in college at the time. She was nannying. It turned into her nannying full time. Now she worked full time, was a college student full time, so she was doing everything she could. But I think we all know nannies don't make a ton of money. And then it turned into me going from selling luxury real estate and doing this and doing that to you guys ever hear of the WAG app? It's like you could order somebody to walk your dog. Like
No, I've never heard of. I probably
so
should get that. Chad, D, do we have that? We might need to get that.
yeah, so there's a couple apps. There's
I'm
WAG,
writing
there's
it down
Uber,
now.
and it's for walking dogs. So you could order somebody to your house to walk your dog. So from like what we thought was the top of the world, luxury apartment, downtown, rooftop pool, Eddie V's 3 times a week. I'm like, oh man, like I guess we could retire at 21. This is great. To a year and a half later, I'm fucking walking dogs. And I remember we were just talking about Alyssa and I the other day. She was like, you remember that guy you went back to his house because you thought he tipped you twice? So like on the app, the guy must have felt bad for me. He gave me like a $20 tip on the app and then a $20 bill. And I got to my car, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy just gave me 40 bucks. I like 40 bucks out of, when we moved to Pittsburgh, we had a lot more than 40 bucks. So I went back to his house and I was like, hey, I think you accidentally tipped me double. And he's like, oh no, don't worry about it. And like that $40 there, I was like, oh man, like, that was a lot different than a couple years, like a year before that. But I was like, wow, this is like $1 million. Long story short, we had like a year to get it together because we got engaged and then we're like, okay, let's set a goal. We're getting married this time next year. So we had 367 days to then pay for a wedding. So
I want everybody to listen to what he just said. He set a goal. He knew 367 days. If that just went over your head that's why I wanted you to stop traffic. Many of you have these visions, I don't even know where, but you don't write it down. You don't have a goal. I just told you I want to make $24,000 and I put a vision of the reason why so I can understand what the purpose is, right, Chad Free? Purpose of what you're trying to do in life. Some of you just missed that. And I want to make sure you understand that. If you have a goal, a dream, a vision, you need to attach it to something. And then you figure out where the measurable is. 367 days. Honey, this is what we need to do. This is the marriage, the wedding that we want. You got to work on it all. Stop just talking about it. Write it down. Sorry, Jake. I get all fired up on this.
no, it's all good. But I guess long story short, literally, I remember that $40 tip. I was like, I'm on top of the world right now. And this is like after walking like 100 dogs. I have to look back on my app and see how many dogs I walked to barely get groceries. But anyways, we figured out the wedding is going to be like, okay, we have less than about a year to make like 40 to $50,000. And when you like burn all the bridges behind you, like I'm not selling real estate anymore. I'm doing this lead company. Like I started back. I didn't have a single client. Like obviously I had past clients that I reached out to, but if I sold them a house 3 years ago, they're not buying a house again. So started from scratch and I was like, okay, I have no money to spend. I'm going to cold call and I'm going to, I don't know, try to figure out like how to get people to work with me on Facebook. So, that kind of led us down the whole rabbit hole of meeting Brock then in these Facebook groups and like, oh my gosh, these things are like digital gold. So yeah, just basically went from, a year, let's say 2 years ago, as of now, like no, literally. And I'm not like we put our joke here is we put the apple juice back at Aldi, like the $3 like baby jug. So now every time we don't celebrate with champagne, we celebrate with apple juice. So anytime we do something like big, we on ReferralMate, we just hit $100 million in referrals. So like, oh, we got to get the apple juice. So I guess long story short, it was very different, but like Brock said, you have to set goals. You have to not only set a goal, like if your goal is to make $100,000 period, like, okay, anybody could make $100,000. Like if you work at Burger King, you can make $100,000, but on what time frame? Like if you give yourself, oh, I want to make $100,000, that's what your brain tells you. It's like, oh, we'll get there. Like if I make 2,000 bucks a month, eventually, it'll add up to 100,000. But you have to, like Brock said, you have to be very specific. You have to have the mindset of, I'm going to make $100,000 in the next 4 months. And if you don't have that mindset, you're not going to get it. And a lot of the times, just like us, you fall short on 99% of your goals. But I think anybody here, if you set a goal to make $100,000 in the next 4 months and you made $97,000, I'm sure you'll be very satisfied with your goal setting. So that's something important too, is not only could you have these goals, you have to have a time frame on them. And then you have to just put your head down, figure out a plan and keep working. Don't change your plan 15 times to get there. I was just listening to a podcast and he was talking like, when you pull up your phone, it's like, for example, directions to Charlotte. It'll show you 3 ways. The fastest way, the way with no stoplights, and then the way that's, I don't know, no tolls or something. you pick one of them and then you drive to Charlotte, like anybody logically would. If you pick one of them and then 2 miles in, you're like, oh, I'm going to jump over this way because this stoplight annoyed me. Or, you get 2 miles down, like, oh, there's a toll. Let me jump on this way. Like you're making no progress because you keep jumping and switching plans. Just set your goal, set a timeline, and just pick a plan. Because, like I said, everything works. But if you do 3 cold calls and then door knock on 5 doors and then do one Facebook post and then do one YouTube video, like you're not making any progress. You have to set a goal, set a timeline, and then just tunnel vision on your plan, whatever it is. Everything works. Again, if you give print out 2,000 business cards for $100, go give out every single one of them. If you give out 5 of them, your life is not going to change. If you give out 5,000 of them, I guarantee you, I say to everybody, I'm like, hey, if you want to be rich, make 1,000 cold calls to homeowners. If you get 1% of people to say yes, you make more than 99% of people in the United States on average. It's volume and it's sticking to your plan and your goals.
It's the law of large numbers. That's really what it is. Like if you only flip a coin once, you're not going to really ever get that the coin could either be heads or tails 50% of the time. You have to flip it 100 times in order to get that ratio. Just like anything in real estate or your business, you have to do it many times in order to start to understand your numbers to get a ratio. Now, real quick, the one point that I want to put out here that he stated, and I'm going to give you all an analogy because we've talked about it before. When you plant a seed into the ground, and the seed is the gift that God gave you, and you plant it into the ground, what direction does the seed grow first? Down, where it's dark, where it's gloomy, where it's wet, where it's rocky, where it's very, very uncomfortable. See, Jake had to get uncomfortable and grow down first before he could grow up. So just because you might be in the dark, lonely, cold, damp dirt, know that that's part of the process. And don't give up the process because your growing up is soon and it's right around the corner. I can assure you, because if you went around here and asked people stories, that's what you would hear. And some of us are still growing, and some of us, we're in different parts of our seed. So with that being said, it's already 8:44. What I want, Jake, tell us a little bit about this for those real estate agents out there that are trying to get some more business. Share with us your ReferralMate app real quick on what that's all about, because it's transformed my wholesale innovation world on finding agents, amazing agents all across the country. Share with us your ReferralMate.
Yeah, definitely. And really quickly, based on what you said, like real estate's a numbers game. And the only thing that I think 24/7, like you just said before, and a different way to say it, I always think volume negates luck. You don't need to be lucky if you make 1,000 phone calls. You don't need to be lucky if you knock on 1,000 doors. And not to say 1,000, let's say 100 doors a month. Like it's the volume. If you do enough volume, you don't have to rely on getting lucky, because eventually you're going to call somebody who's like, I do want to sell, or, I do want a new loan or whatever. But anyways, for ReferralMate, basically, like I said a little bit before, my wife and I started the company. Luckily, like I said, she's the smart one in the crew. So she developed the entire platform, all of the systems, all of the back end, all of the front end, all of everything. And basically what it does is, if you're a realtor, it's 100% free to join. There's no fees. There's no referral fees. There's no back end fees. There's no front end fees. That's completely free to use. And so far we have just crossed 6,800 agents on the platform across every brokerage, EXP, Real, Century 21, every brokerage. And it's an agent to agent referral network. So like Brock said, he has a client that wants to sell a house in, I don't know, Montana. He doesn't know an agent in Montana. So he goes to ReferralMate. He posts the referral just like anybody would post a job on LinkedIn or Indeed. And then all the agents that are local, they apply to that referral. So on the other end, let's say, Mike, let's say you go on ReferralMate. Like just the other day, my brother Mike applied for a referral in a town by us, and I didn't post the referral. A random agent from a random city posted a referral, and he got a free opportunity to get that business. And in order to like win the referral, you send in your full name, your application, you have your photo on there. We're working on new badges. So Mike could say he's a veteran, or, for example, let's say Brock speaks Spanish. He could say, hey, I want to work with you because, just for example, I'm a veteran, I speak Spanish, and I live 2 miles outside of Fort Bragg. I'm the perfect agent for your client. So, basically what I've been saying to agents is you have absolutely nothing to nothing to lose by joining it. It's free, and every single day, this month alone, we're coming up on 100 referrals. So they might not be in your market, but you're seeing, 100 pieces of business go out every single month. And guess what? Eventually, there's going to be one in your market, and we send out notifications. We're working on a couple other cool things on the back end. So overall, it is a 100% free to use, free to join referral platform/network. And we actually just crossed $110 million in referrals exchanged on the platform. So a lot of opportunities going around for everybody.
I love it, man. It is literally when I say, oh, like, I don't even know. We've had 75 probably in the last year that we've done. And, his platform has helped out tremendously because I hate going into those groups in Facebook and you put something in there and then my phone and like your Facebook blow up because like everybody and their son wants it. This really filters it. And guys, the thing with the Success Summit all is to move the needle to help you financially make more money and doing it in different ways. And so he has Facebook groups that he uses. He has ReferralMate, and these are things that you can do. They're all free, and that's what he's going to be teaching and coaching on. So, guys, it is 8:48. It is 8:48. We put his link, we put his information on there, ReferralMate. If you want more questions, if you want his PDF on his Facebook on what he's doing, you want to study it before you come down to Key West, we will make sure that we get it to you, but you got to click on his link and you can reach out to him, text him, email, call him. He will get it over to you. And if you want, we also have a copy of it too. We can send it to you. But Jake, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being on here. Alyssa, keep him in line, Alyssa. Keep him in line. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. It is 8:48. Guys, I want you to have a great day today. If you're not at the Success Summit, click the link below. Come see us down in Key West. We got some of our speakers on here as well. Guys, I'll be back Monday. No, don't forget tomorrow. If you also want to be with me, 9 o'clock for the Dials for Dollars, that's on there too. I forgot about that. So some of you will see me tomorrow. Some of you, if not, I will see you tomorrow, Monday at 8:15. I'm your host. I'm done talking because I can't even speak anymore. Guys, have a great weekend. See ya.